Hello Udemy, I am Shahzad Ahmed from Shakespeare.com and welcome in lecture number 8. Today's we are going to define the data types using PHP. Okay, so in the last lecture you learned how can you create or define your variables and how can you assign your variables using PHP. Okay, so now we have assigned the value 10, means this is integer value. What that mean? That means 1, 2 or 1 or 20 or 1000 or 1 millions or 14, 34. So these are the integers values. Okay, so you if you are doing like this is my string. So that means the data type you are going to assign in this variable is a string. Okay, so this is another data type. So you have an integer data type, you have a string data type, and if you are saying my boolean and you are assigning a value for suppose 2, okay, so that means this is the boolean. Okay, so it's a boolean means it's always accept true or false. Make sure I'm saying true or false. For suppose I'm saying another boolean, my boolean 2, and I'm saying false. So now it's always boolean. Boolean. Okay, so make sure you can use the integer or you can use the integer value after your string, but you cannot use the integer value before your string, so it's illegal. So it's totally depend upon you. Okay, so you have now integer, string and boolean data type. So the third data type is array. So first of all, what is array? Array is a collection of similar data. Make sure, for suppose if you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you have these values and you want to store inside a single variable, so what you need? So you need to define. So for suppose I'm saying this is array and I'm saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means I'm saying this is array. So I'm going to so you can also assign this value to any variables. For suppose I'm saying my array and you can var dump your my array variables. Okay, go to your page, refresh the page. You can see now you have a single array, a single variables containing multiple values. For suppose it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Make sure array always start from the index 0. So make sure if you are accessing or you are echoing, I'm saying please. So this is my array. You cannot directly echo your array variables. So you can see it will give you the array to string conversion. How can you access your array? Make sure array always have the index. So you can see, and your index start from the 0. So from the 0 you have one value. Okay, so at the 1 index you have 2 value, at the 2 index you have 3 values. Okay, like this I'm saying please show me the 0 index. Go to your page, refresh the page. Okay, so now it's saying you have one value at the 0 index. Okay, so now you can also say please show me the 4th index. Why this is 4th? Because the array index always starts from the 0. So 0 is a value for suppose, okay, 1. So 0 is a value, 1 is a value, value means index, okay. 3, that means this is the fourth index. So it's saying at the 3 index you have 4 values. You can see you have 4 values, okay. So you can always use, for suppose I'm saying array, my array string, okay. I'm going to use array. Now I'm going to use for suppose Java, and I'm saying PHP. Now I'm saying coding nighter, okay. Make sure you have to use you have to terminate the line using semicolon, so it's necessary, okay. So now you have your 3 strings inside your array, okay. Make sure you are now saying you have an array and you have a string values, okay. So now call this variables. So in this case you can see at the 0 index you have Java, at the 1 index you have PHP, at the 2 index you have coding nighter. So whenever you say 3 index, make sure the third index is not available. Make sure this is 0 index, this is 1 index, this is 2 index, the third index is not available. So in this case it will generate an error. You can see it's saying undefined offset 3. So that means it's saying the third index is not available inside this variable. So in this variables you are assigning an array, okay. So this is your array, and you have your integer values, you have your string values, you have your booleans values, you have your array. So array is also a data type. Make sure there is another data type which is floating. For suppose I'm saying floating. So floating means we are assigning 1.1 value. So this is the floating values. For suppose 1.1, 1.2, 99.2, or like this, okay. You can also echo this value. You can see it's saying 9.9, okay. So this is another value. And make sure when you cover the PHP 5, or in simple words when you cover the object oriented concepts, there is another value which is object, okay. So we will cover the object when we use the PHP 5, or when we use the class, when you learn the classes, methods, like this. So this is the core PHP, so that's why we are just telling you step by step. So so these are the data types you have covered, and we are going to use these data type inside our later lectures. So I think this is enough for today. So thank you for watching.